Hi, I'm Jen Bender, and I'm the Senior Vice President of Human Resources for a very large high-tech healthcare company. We have about 13,000 employees. We have another roughly 10,000 contractors, and we were faced quite a while ago with constantly changing business dynamics. And some of those business dynamics required us to offshore. They required us to staff up in certain areas of the country and reduce staff in other areas of the country. In particular, we have a business unit who is very service focused. And when you have service levels that you have to meet and new business coming on and business rolling off, you find yourself in a position of having to, unfortunately, reduce staff. And as much as we try to find new roles and positions for people that we are impacting, it was becoming increasingly difficult to do these layoffs and reduce staff in an effective manner. We looked out in the market and we really didn't see any good solutions and vendors that specialized just in staffing reductions, whether it be, a reduction in force, whether it be a furlough, anything like that. There's just no vendors out there that could help us out. And the process was incredibly administratively burdensome for all of our team members. So we had large spreadsheets that we worked off of. We had emails going back and forth, spreadsheets going back and forth. It was a real challenge, constant phone calls, constant meetings, reworking, working with the business leaders, working with HR business partners, constantly going back to legal again and again. Is this list okay? Oh, we're missing somebody. Oh, the dynamics have changed. This person got a job. I can't even explain to you the risk that all of the lack of process and all of the back and forth, really imposes in any type of a reduction in force. And it wasn't really fair to our employees. Our employees were not getting the best experience because all of our processes, while we tried to have a particular process flow, there was so much constantly changing that the employees did feel the impact. And the impact showed up in things like people being notified before they were actually supposed to be, let go, or systems being shut off for people we didn't intend for systems to be shut off for. So when we went out to look at the market, as I mentioned, there was really not a good solution, but we did find Onwards HR, and their solution really was the beginning of a great partnership that has enabled our employees and all of our team members in human resources to really now have a better process. We've reduced all of our administrative burden almost, and it's really seamless now if we do have to impact team members. And we're looking to leverage the software to do other things, such as we've already used it for furloughs. We're looking at separations. So we keep the evolution of treating employees well as well as we hire them, as well as on the way out the door. So really that's, that was the problem that we started off with. Why we chose Onwards HR is because when we talked to them, while they didn't have a fully built out solution for, all of the things that we wanted, the separations piece was really seamless. And they were a great partner because not every company does things the exact same way. Some legal teams are more risk adverse than other legal teams. It really depends upon, a lot of factors within the company, the level of risk you're willing to take, the processes that you already have set up that you want to follow. And Onwards is always there to make sure that their systems and their technology met our needs. They made adjustments along the way with us. They gave us great advice. They went through a thought process with us. They went through process mapping with us. So when we chose Onwards HR, I will have to say that their implementation was fantastic just for those reasons. They really were concerned with us about giving the employee and giving the internal teams the best experience possible. And when we went through these processes, we process mapped all of what we were currently doing, and we found a lot of gaps and a lot of areas that we could improve just by using the technology that was being provided by Onwards. So what I can say about what we've used so far is we've used all of Onwards HR's processes and the technology to, do furloughs, to impact employees. Unfortunately, we have risks on a fairly regular basis. We are a company that acquires a lot of other companies, and we are a company that also has a service business that is constantly evolving and changing. And when you have that, unfortunately, you are going to have small reductions, larger reductions. It really just depends on the dynamics of the business for that year. And I will say that we have gone from probably spending hours and hours and hours, even on a small reduction, checking over things, having mistakes, catching mistakes before they happen, to really having a seamless process that, quite frankly, all of our business partners and our ER team and our legal team are relieved to go through. So while it's never a good thing to have to let people go, it's never easy to impact people, using this tool has just been a phenomenal change for all of our teams. Our anxiety is much lower than it used to be. And that's because we know that as we go through the process and use the tool, that we have everything covered. Everybody is interacting with the tool. The interactions with each other are easier. Our data is being updated, can be updated, and is updated real time. And as dynamics change, as you're talking about potentially impacting people, you're immediately able to see those changes in the tool. The reporting is consistent. Everybody can see what's going on at the same time, rather than moving things around and going back and forth. And, again, Onwards, when we've had things come up where we wanted to change an agreement, or we've had a particular report that may be a new report that we've needed, or we want a new process, the Onwards team has just been great in making sure that happens and thinking through it with us, rather than just order taking or doing it, and maybe we find out later on that it wasn't the right thing to do. So I can't say enough about our partnership with them. I can't say enough about how this tool has helped my team and our business partner teams and our legal teams really execute a more seamless, effective reduction in force, furlough, things that are typically, and always negative, have really turned out not necessarily positive, but they've definitely turned out to be easier for our entire team and for our employees. And really, at the end of the day, what we're concerned about is treating our employees coming in the door and going out the door with the exact same level of respect. We are looking for people to turn around and say, hey, that was an unfortunate situation, but it was a great company. I felt fine, leaving. I was treated well leaving. I'd be willing to go back there at some point. And Onwards HR has really made that happen for us. And they've reduced our risk. They've reduced the number of errors. They've saved us time. They've saved us money. They've saved us anxiety, and they've helped our employees.